As always, we are starting off with the gold chart, and we can see we had our confirmation where we broke above our resistance area, and then today is just more confirmation, even a little more volume today. The thing that's interesting is that we had the buying volume moving average above the selling moving average, and now they're basically at parity. So it's going to be interesting to see if we continue to have volume to push us past the last swing high. What's cool about this also is that you can see on the hourly, the minute we touched oversold, it really just shot up. Now some say it had a lot to do with the FOMC minutes that were released in the States today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the States. I don't know anything about that, but overall we can see gold strong. Let's zoom out for a second. Just waiting for it to zoom out. Hold on, there we go. And we can see just this beautiful uptrend. We have a rising 3 type pattern here on the monthly chart. So, I mean, there's reason for us to move higher. It's definitely bullish. And so we'll see if we continue to have the volume. Moving on to the pound dollar. So if gold is strong, what's going on with the dollar? Well, we can see that the dollar has tanked there, and notice that's right about when the FOMC minutes came out that we just kind of fell out. Also today we had a rating agency downgrade Italy's debt to junk, I believe. So a lot of things happening in the afternoon session. Now what's interesting is we've had this line drawn in for how long, and then notice that today's down action on the daily came right to a downtrend line and moved up. Still light on the volume, still have the selling volume in control, but it's interesting. I always like to see when our trend lines prove out to be that honored. But what we see is we broke below our support area. We still have potentially a fallen 3 pattern, but we can see, and we'll have to mark this to see the buyers definitely came in and tried to push this back up to our consolidation range. When we look at this on the hourly, we can see how far off we got from our long-term moving average. We can see the buying zone that we are in as far as our Bollinger Bands. But the thing that's interesting now is that as the dollar tanked, we can see now that fractionally the pound has taken control. We even had in one day we had sort of a buy and a sell signal, and now we're kind of consolidating, trying to digest the action of the day. Again, big sell, big buyers coming back in. So we'll have to see. Both are below zero, and the pound taking control could lead to us getting back into this, testing the 200 moving average could lead us to back into this zone that we're in prior to the break. So when we go to the euro dollar, we can see there's the euro taking control and heading back down. Now, one of the reasons you might say, why is the euro heading back down? Well, think about that. If Italy's debt has been downgraded, that's the eurozone, and that's probably why we're seeing this downgrade. That happened after the FOMC minutes. So first we see the rise on the FOMC minutes as the dollar tanks, and then we see the euro being affected possibly by that downgrade of Italy's debt. Now, what we watched yesterday was, where were we at? Well, we were at a support area, and you can see potentially we may close at that. There's a potential bounce here off of the 200 moving average. We can see the selling volume is still in control, and you can see the break that we've been watching for a couple of days also. So all of that certainly is bearish, but what do we also see? Way off our long-term moving average, definitely in a buying zone. Eurozone in control, euro in control, so we could see this move up continue. Finally, we look at the dollar franc. There we go. On the daily, we're still in this range, potentially closing outside of it, but notice we had some wicks in here, so I'm still not panicking. Light on volume, selling volume in control, but we're still basically in a range. So that looks good for way off the long-term moving average in a buying zone. The issue here is that the franc has taken control, which will also push this lower. We need a dollar in control to get this to move higher. So not only is it controlled, but it's above zero. And you can see the trending down of the dollar. So it's going to be interesting to see if this channel holds, and if with the